So verse 10 says, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden, and from thence it was parted and became into four heads. Right? So the river went out of Eden. I remember in the last episode we were talking about Eden as the city of God, Eden, the presence of God. So the river proceeded from the presence of God, right? And of course, for something that is proceeding out of the presence of God, it could do nothing but bring delight and pleasure. Because in the presence of God, there's always delight, there's always pleasure, right? So it went from the presence of God into the garden. And it is the river of life. Now, going back to verse 10, it says, and a river went out of Eden to water the garden. So this river did not just go out of Eden, it had a purpose. As you can see, this river, wherever it flows through, whether it's the waters or the lands around it, it brings life, it brings healing, it brings abundance, it causes everything around it to flourish. Okay? Now, the second part of that verse 10 then says, and from thence it was parted and became into four heads. It flowed as one river from the sanctuary of God into the garden. But when it got to the garden, it now says from there it separates into four branches. And each of those four branches, they have a distinct name and geographical significance. So in other words, what this is saying is that this river comes into the garden as one stream, but it flows out in four different directions. Okay? And it's really an explanation for how things work with us, especially in with vision, right? The vision flows to you as one stream from God, one direct flow of light, one direct flow of inspiration from God, right? But when your life, the space that God has created for you is the garden. When it now gets into the garden, the flow breaks into four diverse streams of expression. But there are four diverse streams of expression of the same life. So the source is the same, but there is both a diversity of expression, which is represented by the name, as well as territorial divergence, right? Because the area where each river flows through is different. Their operations in each of the territories also differ.